So you guys have to let me know in the comments if this sounds familiar. One week you decide to wing it with the meals, all right? No plan and no prep. Take away in the praying. You think, we'll just figure it out as we go. But by Monday afternoon, your kids are asking, what's for snack? Every 15 minutes. By Tuesday, you've already run out of the easy stuff. And by Wednesday, you're staring at your fridge at 6 p.m. wondering how to make a meal out of shredded cheese, a can of beans, and half a cucumber. Does that sound familiar? Because I've been there. Homeschooling moms, let's be real. These kids eat all day long. It's not like when we were in school and we literally had one lunch and maybe a snack and that was it all day. We're talking breakfast, brunch, lunch, second lunch, dinner, and then I'm still hungry and need a snack right before bed. This is part 2 of my homemaking series where I'm tackling real challenges we face as homeschooling moms. And today we're talking about food, because if you don't have a system for meals, you're going to go broke and lose your sanity. If you missed part 1, where I shared about how to manage the mess in your home, be sure to check that out after this, and stay tuned for part 3, where I'll be tackling the biggest challenges of all, getting your kids to actually help around the house. But for now, let's get a grip on the food situation. Here's the thing no one tells you about homeschooling. You will spend half of your life in the kitchen if you don't get a system in place. Because these kids, they are constantly eating. You might be thinking that you survived on the one meal a day at school. Why can't they? But homeschool life is different. They're home all day, burning energy. There's no cafeteria schedule keeping meals structured. And somehow the second you sit down, they're starving again. If you don't have a food plan, your days will be spent cooking, cleaning up, restocking, and trying to come up with last minute meals and trying really hard not to break the budget. So let's talk about some practical solutions. First things first, let's stop the constant snack requests. Okay. Have a pre-approved snack options that your kids can choose from. Some examples of this can be like fruit, popcorn, cheese sticks, yogurt, peanut butter crackers, and then you can rotate through this list so they know what's available without asking 100 times a day. The second thing you want to do is you want to take like 10 to 20 minutes at the start of your week to plan your meals. Write them down and stick them on the fridge so everyone knows what's coming. This eliminates the what's for dinner question and helps you shop smarter. Instead of handing out snacks all day, batch prep them once a week. So for example, on Saturday, I portion out the veggies and the crackers and the fruit and the trail mix into like grab and go containers. And this way, when your kids are hungry, they can just grab something themselves without interrupting you. And then the next thing is plan meals that naturally create leftovers so that you can repurpose them and use them for lunch the next day. So for example, a chicken roast for dinner can be made into chicken salad sandwiches the next day, or taco night can be used the next day to make burrito bowls. This stretches your food and saves you time. Instead of letting kids graze all day, set designated times for meals and snacks. So for example, breakfast, mid-morning snack, lunch, afternoon snack, dinner, all those have like times in our home. So this keeps my kitchen from being open 24/7 and teaches boundaries. And I would recommend taking it one step further, like my friend Katie does from Life in the Mundane. And she has it scheduled on her Alexa, and Alexa tells them when it's time for breakfast, when it's time for snack, when it's time for lunch, when it's time for, so that they don't even need to ask her. So when you start implementing these systems, you'll notice a difference almost immediately. I know I did. The chaos of constant snacking and last minute meals starts to fade. Your kitchen doesn't feel like it's in constant use. And I ended up spending less money at the grocery store because my shopping became very intentional because I knew exactly what I needed to get. I want you to think of it this way. If your kitchen is a restaurant, meal planning is your menu, and prepping ahead is like your kitchen staff. So without a system, the restaurant is in chaos. But when you have a plan, everything runs smoother and you can save your sanity and your budget. And let me just say, meal planning doesn't have to be elaborate. Simple meals work. If you need to rotate between 5 to 7 meals and call it a day, do that. The goal isn't Pinterest perfect meals. It's to make your life easier. So that's part 2 of this series. We tackled the food struggle. But if you've been watching this and thinking, that's great, but how do I actually get my kids to help around the house so I'm not the one that's doing everything? Then you need to watch part 3. In the next video, I'll be sharing exactly how to train your kids to take responsibilities, pull their weight, and actually help around the house. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. And if you found this helpful, give it a like and drop a comment below with your biggest struggle you are facing in homeschool meal planning. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in part 3.